Are you a pilot who is curious whether you should rent an airplane, join a flying club, or buy your own airplane? Well, you've come to the right place. That video is coming up right now. There's just something different about aviation. My name's Luke, and on this channel, you can watch me grow from student to professional pilot. Adventure is in aviation. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Before we hop into this video, I just want to take a second and thank all of my 330 something subscribers who have decided to support me on this channel. If you are not subscribed, do me a huge favor and click that subscribe button. It helps the channel grow and it helps more people see this helpful content. It's pretty crazy that 90% of you guys aren't subscribed, so if you're watching this video and you enjoy it, please hit that subscribe button. Now on to the video. I made a video a while back on whether or not you should join a flying club, but now I have much more subscribers and much more viewers, so if you want to see that video, click here, but this video is going to be better with more information in it. So let's start out with the pros and cons of renting an airplane. The first pro is it is not your responsibility, and I mean that to a certain extent. Of course, if you're the pilot in command of that aircraft, whatever happens when you're flying is your responsibility, but I'm talking about the maintenance side of things. Let's say that the tire has a bald spot or something happens to the engine. Well, all you have to do is hand that key to the person who owns that airplane at the flight school, and it's their responsibility to fix it. That's one of the biggest pros of renting, is you don't have to worry about all the things that come along with owning your own airplane. I would recommend that if you're just learning to fly, that you probably want to rent an airplane. Typically, the rule that I've been told from peers is 1 to 50 hours you rent an airplane. If you fly 50 to 100 hours a year, you join a flying club, and if you fly more than 100, you buy an airplane. That's just a general rule of thumb to follow. If you're brand new to aviation, I think it's important to understand that you can have too much airplane. And what I mean when I say this is if you're a brand new pilot and you've never flown before, and you get in the left seat of a SR-22, that's going to be a little overwhelming, and you're probably going to feel stressed out, and it's just a lot of airplane. It's a fast and powerful airplane, and there's similar models to that, but I wouldn't recommend learning to fly in one of those. Now onto the cons of renting an airplane, and that's accessibility. When you rent an airplane from a flight school, you're not going to be able to take that airplane on a lot of day trips or multiple day trips. Say you want to fly in a Sun and Fun or Oshkosh. The owner isn't probably going to be too happy that you want to take his airplane for a week at a time to go to some air show, and then all the other customers don't get to fly that. Another con of renting an airplane from a flight school is you're unable to make it your own. Maybe you really wish that you could fly with Garmin G5s. Well, you can't just put something in a rental because it's up to the flight school and it's up to the owner of the airplane to decide what goes in that airplane. Some of the trainers, frankly, aren't nice airplanes. A lot of times the interiors are pretty gross and they don't have great avionics in them, but that's why they're called trainers. Now onto the decision of whether or not you should join a flying club. Now, a flying club, I think, can be a really good place for a lot of pilots to go. You may not want to buy your own airplane, but you also may want to have a little more accessibility and a little nicer airplane than what a flight school may have to offer. This is where flying clubs can be perfect. Typically, you have a lot less busy schedule and you'll have a little faster and nicer airplanes. I know at my local flying clubs, they operate Moonies and Trinidads and other high-performance airplanes like that, so you could get places a little quicker and in more comfort. Most flying clubs only require their members to have some sort of renter's insurance, which typically can be bought for only a couple $100s a year. So it's not that expensive to get into, and typically their rental fees aren't as much as you may think they are. In my opinion, the biggest plus, well, actually two benefits of joining a flying club is accessibility and being able to take airplanes on longer trips. If you're like me, I want to explore places. I want to fly and take an airplane down the East Coast and over to the West Coast. You can't do that with a flight school airplane like I had already mentioned, but you can do that at a flying club. That's what they're there for. That's why those airplanes are there, so you could take them on adventures like you would if you owned your own airplane. This brings me to our final topic, and that is, should you buy your own airplane? Buying your own airplane can be so much fun. You can explore places, you can have the airplane readily accessible to you whenever you want. whatever day you want. And that's one of the biggest benefits of owning your own airplane, is it's your airplane. You can do whatever you want to it. If you want to put pink paint on it, you can do that if you can afford it. If you want to put avionics in it, you can do that. If you want to put an interior in it, you can do that. You can do all these upgrades. You can make it your own airplane, and that's something that's really special about owning your own airplane. Of course, we're not all able to buy our own airplane because of various reasons that's specific to each pilot, but if you can buy your own airplane, it's an awesome experience. I'll talk a little bit about buying your own airplane. Even though I don't own my own airplane, I've talked to plenty of aircraft owners who have shared this information with me. The first thing is, of course, the upfront cost. How much does it cost to buy your own airplane? Right now, in today's market, if you want to buy a Cessna 172 with decent hours and a late 70s to early 80s model, it's going to run you close to 6 figures, which is pretty crazy if you ask me, because there's really nothing special about those airplanes. And you could get a lot faster airplanes for less than that. But the reason is because so many flight schools need airplanes. Think about the pilot shortage, which we just had a year ago. Flight schools need airplanes, and when this whole pandemic is over, they're still going to need airplanes because we're still going to need pilots. We're actually going to need more pilots than we did before. Now, if you're a pilot like me, I know that you've always struggled with having the sunglasses make an indent under the cup of your headset. It's happened to me wearing aviators, and I'm sure it's happened to you. Well, these are the solution. They come in a nice hard case, and right here are what they call the Kestrel Aviators. Now, these glasses are non-polarized. I'll get close to the camera here to show you. So this is designed to fit around your head, and these temples, as you can see, are really thin and flexible. Check this out. It actually bends that much, so it fits right under the cup of your headset. I can't stress how amazing it has been to use these, and it's just really, you gotta see it for yourself. I was kind of optimistic about whether or not these would be good like they're described or not, and I'm honestly telling you a genuine opinion is they're really crazy. If you want to buy a pair of these, there's a link in the description. Use code LukeP. I'll put it on the screen right here for 10% off your order. Guys, again, click the link in the description. You will not regret it with these glasses. If you've made it to this point in the video, I want to thank you for watching, and again, thank you for your continued support of my channel. Until next week, I want you to stay current, stay proficient, keep the blue side up. Fly safe, everybody. We'll see you next week.